Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I want to give you a full review of the upcoming PlayStation VR game Moss. The game is being developed by Polyarc games by only 15 people. The game will come out in winter. There is no specific release date yet. At the very beginning of the demo, you're sitting in front of a book that you have to flip through. At one point you go inside the book. Each page of the book represents another level in the game. This is something I really like. You can see that the game is very interactive. You can interact with nature, you can splash water or go through grass and bushes to move them, or you can pet Quill. The world of Moss feels alive. The cute little mouse Quill is the protagonist of the game. The player has to lead her through it. You can see that she approaches the player. You start off as strangers, but later on you will be able to bond with her. However, in the demo the player and Quill are already familiar with each other. Interpersonal interaction between the player and Quill seems to be very important. It makes the game personal and intimate. After a few moments, I was deeply engaged in the story. The whole world of Moss is immersive. The music, gameplay and story create an incredible atmosphere. The task is to lead Quill through this world. Quill will encounter riddles that she has to solve in order to progress. The first riddle was still quite easy. The player has to pull a stone out of a rock to build a bridge that Quill can cross. That's why the interaction between the player and Quill is so important. Quill is just a small and weak mouse. She can't overcome the obstacles without the player's help. The interdependent relationship is probably something I've never seen before in a game. Another task is to move a statue to the right place to unlock a mechanism that opens a door that Quill can then go through. In the next room, Quill first encounters enemies she has to defeat. In the demo, Quill only had her sword to fight. In the final game, I'd like to see that you can maybe give her skills or maybe pick up new weapons or upgrades. As you could see, I destroyed some vases. It would make sense to hide weapons in there. That's definitely something to consider. During combat, Quill has taken some damage. To heal her, she has to approach the player. When she's standing in the blue ball, you can heal her. After defeating all enemies, Quill only had to push a button whereby stairs appear that lead her to the next room. The last room is a so-called puzzle room. This is also the hardest one in the demo. As you can see, you have to move the object in the middle and push buttons to make sure that Quill can pass through. You even have to make use of enemies for that. This riddle was not easy, so I can't wait to see more riddles in the full game. The riddles are supposed to become more challenging and complex as a player progresses in the story. Finally, Quill enters a dark room where she encounters a giant snake. The snake is supposed to be one of the bosses. Coming back to my suggestion regarding the combat system, it would surely enhance the gameplay if the developers add a skill system or possibly more weapons. Now you may wonder why the game is VR and if it even makes sense to be VR. I personally cannot imagine Moss not being a VR game. VR helps to make the game even more immersive and personal. It is possible to delve in the story, which I love so much. Moss is a great alternative for the vast amount of horror games and first-person shooters in the VR genre. If you're looking for a game with a beautiful and engaging atmosphere, this is the right one for you. What I can say at this point is that I cannot criticize the game. There is nothing about it I don't like. I hope that the riddles in Moss will remain challenging and diverse. If the riddles are all of the same sort, Moss could become repetitive, which of course could lower the quality of it. I hope that I was able to give you a sufficient review of Moss. Now it is my turn to ask you, what is your first impression of the game? Did you enjoy the gameplay? Also make sure to check out my interview with the art director and founder of Polyarc Games, Alderson. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and we will see each other in the next one. Bye guys.